now it looks dark. I hope it's not too dark, folks.
It does look a bit dark.
Oh, no,
that's
there we go. It's suddenly brightened up. Although there is a few shadows. Maybe what I'll do next time is I'll shift over. We have an adjusted position.
Yes.
For your viewing pleasure. And the reason being is we've actually, as I'm sure you noticed, rather conveniently and lovely. It was just funny how it happened, our shift in broadcasting position for the main show.
Yeah.
But it all stemmed, I mean, to be honest, I think we'd always probably been looking for somewhere else to film, because I don't think either of us felt completely happy with where we were.
No, I mean, I just wanted it to look a bit more knittily. Is that the right word?
I think as well, I think perhaps what we were looking for, when you consider how happy we are now, is perhaps we were looking for more of a sort of studio feel environment.
Yes,
and
maybe so.
Right there now is where we broadcast from, and it was.
So we're at the other end of the room now, so you've got a different view.
And it's
that's
lovely.
My little area there. It's not too messy, is it, at the moment?
It's lovely.
It might be a bit messy.
It's lovely the way it sort of flowed through, because of course, you know, the Room of Requirement started its sort of filming experience with P.O.P.
Yeah.
At the start of this year. And then we loved it so much that we thought, and do you know what? I mean, I hope you guys, we've had so many lovely comments actually about the colours and about how much better the picture is. And we love it, don't we?
Yes.
I think, have we done 2 shows there now?
2.
Or is it 3?
2 or 3? I'm not sure.
Well,
I'm not sure.
We absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It sort of feels
it feels more relaxed and more natural, and
perhaps, given what's gone on, and I know we spoke about this before, but what's gone on in this room over the last 6 months with the whole swish and flick thing and the whole coming into this room, it now feels like the sort of Bakery Bear. It feels like the Bakery Bear's hub.
Yeah.
For want of a better word, hub. It sounds like a BT home hub.
Thanks everybody for your birthday wishes. Oh, that's so kind of you.
No, yes.
It was yesterday. I had a lovely day yesterday. We went to York. Decided it was funny actually, because normally on my birthday, Bryony's usually in school. That's kind of how it's fallen the last few years. So me and you have just gone out and had a picnic and a walk or whatever, but it didn't fall that way this year. It was on a Saturday, so Bryony was with us. So we decided to go to York, and we did some shopping, which was very nice, and had a nice lunch. And then it got really, really busy, so I came home.
York races
were on
the
same day, and we didn't know. So that just made the town, although I don't know why it would make the town centre.
Well, it didn't really. That's just a Saturday.
I did see some men wearing suits and little race type things. The thing is,
though, by sort of 11, they have to get themselves.
Yeah.
So it really didn't make the town centre. That's a Saturday.
No, it was just really busy, and I kind of had
It's a bank holiday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I kind of had enough by sort of 1:30ish, 2 o'clock. So then we just came home and we watched Superman. Dan bought me the Superman, the original film with Christopher Reeve. He bought me on 4K. Is that right?
Yes, it was 4K.
4K. It was 4K. 4K.
Now, what was quite humorous was
can I just say, I love Christopher Reeve. Oh my goodness.
And I'm doing my yes, Karen, you are correct. Super Dan. Yeah. I am doing my best to metamorphosize myself
into, and we were watching it yesterday actually, and do you know where Lois Lane asks him like his statistics, how tall are you, how much do you weigh? It's exactly the same as Dan, 6'4", and he said 225 pounds. I didn't know what that was, so I looked it up, and it's 16 stone, which is what Dan is. I said, you are Superman.
Yes. Now,
I did want you to put the pants on, but you wouldn't have none of that. So
that's completely not true.
You're going to get some Superman pants.
I'd be more than happy to. Please, I don't know where to get them from. If you could assist me. No. I have pants that look like Superman pants. They're just not the right colours.
Right.
Yes. And I have tights, but again, they're not the right colours. I did have some blue tights. No, it's tights. What colour is tights? About? Well, he wears tights, doesn't he, with pants over the top?
You've got tights.
I run in them.
Oh, that's not the same thing as Superman tights.
Let me tell you, you can buy...
Can you buy Superman tights to run in?
Well, I know that you can buy...
You should go running dressed as Superman.
I know that you can buy a top that looks properly like Superman.
Right.
And, you know, if you could get trousers
that would be cool.
That would be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Now, I must just say about when I was buying this 4K the DVD thing for Kay, I went up with it to the till and I had a jacket on and this shirt. And the guy's sort of looking
and
at me.
he was buying Superman, wearing a Superman shirt.
Yeah, and
he must have thought,
no,
this bloke's nuts.
No, Kate, he's going like this, and I'm going, just give me the DVD.
Because you forgot you've got that T-shirt on.
And then I walked out of the shop, and
I'd have buttoned up my jacket so he couldn't have seen it.
It's really strange.
Yeah.
And then I came out and went, oh. And then I felt really bad because we could have had a nice little chat and he probably would have had a bit of a laugh because he looked like the type of guy who was, probably into that type of stuff as well. But yes, I prepared just a tiny little speech, which... a
tiny little speech?
Yes, because 42 years ago, yesterday, something was born into the world which has become, such an integral part of my life. And, at the bad times, it's been there. The good times, it's been there. Really, a part of every day is filled with this thing that appeared into the world 42 years ago yesterday. And that thing, of course, was Star Wars.
I'm going to say I am not 42. I would love to be 42.
Star Wars debuted on May the 25th, 1977. Can you believe it? Can you believe it that Kay shares a birthday with Star Wars? Talk about fate. Talk about written in the stars. But it wasn't just that. Frank Oz.
Yeah, it was his birthday.
His birthday. Yoda's birthday was yesterday. Indiana Jones: The Last Crusade came out yesterday. And
Solo came out.
Yes.
On that, because we went to see Solo on my birthday last year.
Yeah. Now, it set me thinking about famous people and birthdays. And I'd love to know, actually, any of you, if you share your birthday with anybody famous. But I looked Kay up, obviously Frank Oz. And then Mike Myers, who, of course, we saw most recently in Bohemian Rhapsody, and Ian McKellen. So I thought that was three. You're in very good company. And then when you look at the films as well. So I thought, I'll look up me. I'll see who I share my birthday with. Well, Simon Cowell, Alicia Dixon, who some of you might not even know. But don't panic, because then it gets better. Vladimir Putin.
Excellent.
I'd much rather have birthday shares with your people.
With my people than your people.
And I actually couldn't find any films that debuted on
No, October is not a very common date, isn't it?
Now, Colleen, what type of cake did we have? We had coconut cake.
Well...
They're not going to see it until...
No, you haven't seen it yet. Is it too dark? Is it dark? Is it too dark? Are we all right?
Do people have a problem with?
No, I just thought I thought we were looking darker than normal.
Well,
but I think you can see us, can't you? You can see us. It's okay.
I'm just going to need to shift the stage.
All right. Okay. No. Well,
which I'll do for next time.
In the podcast that's for next week, I made a cake, didn't I? Pudding Club.
Yes.
But I made it sort of last week, so that's the cake that we kind of had.
It was the birthday
a little
cake.
bit before my birthday, wasn't it? Well, that was kind of the birthday cake. Should we say what it was?
Absolutely. Tell everybody.
In Pudding Club this coming Friday, I make a coconut and raspberry cake.
And it's...
Yum.
It is, honestly, look, this is the first time Kay has made a cake in Pudding Club.
Actual cake.
Because please, everyone remember, if you haven't, I'm sure you all have, but, if you need to go back and revisit season 1 of Pudding Club and rewatch Winifred Pudding, that's when we established, that was the point in history when the word pudding became known as anything that appeared as a second course.
Anything that's a dessert.
Anything that's a dessert. So that opened up a whole breadth of puddings, and cake being one of those. First time she's done cake. Yeah. And honestly...
Oh, it was stupendous. It was based on a Victoria sponge, but then it was modified, and it has coconut cream in it and desiccated coconut. And then that's in the sponge, and then you make a coconut buttercream, and it's got raspberry jam in there. It was absolutely yum, wasn't it? Yeah. And coconut is my absolute all-time favourite thing in the world. So I thought, well, it's my birthday coming up, so let's do something with coconut. So we had that a couple of days before, but then yesterday we just bought a couple of cakes, didn't we? Because Dan said he was going to make one, and I said, oh, no, you don't need to make one. We had one a couple of days ago. So we just bought a couple of cakes, didn't we? A chocolate one for Bryony, and then another coconut one, actually. I bought one. Yeah. So, we just had that, but it was lovely.
It's gorgeous. And, it really transformed something which I don't love that much into something which I just totally adored.
He just, you ate most of it, I've got to say.
Yes.
It was... most enormous pieces you've ever seen in your life. It was like desperate Dan size.
It was like it made it lighter. It made it more easy on my palette.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's lovely. So I hope there are other people out there who like coconut who'll enjoy making it.
Yes, absolutely.
I know it's one of those things it's a bit like Marmite, isn't it? I think coconut.
Yeah,
some people. I think if you like it, you love it.
We're halfway through season 2, and it's the first time you've ever really done anything quite like this. So, and I think it's important that we sort of touch on your birthday, your favourite ingredients.
Yeah,
it's your chance to be indulgent.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Karen, can it be made without coconut? Well, it's just a Victoria sponge if you make it without coconut.
So go ahead and make a Victoria sponge.
You can, but it's just a Victoria sponge. So, I mean, the whole point of it really is the coconut. And I know not everybody likes that, so I kind of took a risk with it. But we really liked it, didn't we? So if you like coconut, you'll love it.
Yeah, it is. It's delicious. You know, seriously, my favourite cake, I think, cake. Now, I'm not saying pudding, because I'm becoming infamous for saying whatever you make.
Everything's your favourite.
But this was cake.
It was cake. Yeah.
I don't class this in the same as sticky toffee pudding.
No, because a slice of cake you can have any time, can't you? I think you can have a slice of cake and a cup of tea in an afternoon. You can have it mid-morning. You could have it after your tea, and it's all fine. But something like sticky toffee pudding is really an after-dinner type thing, I think, or, you know, a special lunch or something.
Yeah, it is. Coconut and lime cake.
Oh, yeah, that's quite a common combination.
I really like that.
Yeah, it's a Delia recipe, I think, that's coconut and lime cake.
Oh, Karen Potter loves raspberries.
Oh, yeah.
I adore raspberries.
It's raspberry jam. It's not fresh raspberries.
Yeah. Because
I think raspberry jam's got a stronger kind of flavour, and it's sandwiching it together, so you really need that jam to sandwich it together.
Does that help stick it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because would it not stick? Do you know what it would really lack not having it if it just had buttercream in it?
Yeah, you need the strawberry, raspberry jam. You need the jam, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And it was interesting as well, actually, as you'll find out on Friday, it was interesting looking into the history of Victoria sponge. Because obviously, it never dawned on me, it never dawned on Kay before, Queen Victoria's favourite. And, you know, we go into detail on that. Yes, absolutely. So we had a good day yesterday. Yeah. Disappointed that Gourmet Burger Kitchen has gone. But we found a new burger place.
We did.
Which was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
But it set me thinking about, what's the earliest birthday that you could remember?
Oh, I don't remember very many things from childhood.
I remember my 21st birthday.
I do too, because I worked in the bank, and the tradition was that you went to the pub at lunchtime and didn't come back. Oh. But you did come back, but you just rolled in at like 4:30
and then went home.
A little bit worse for wear.
That's not very good.
No, but that's just what we used to do in the bank when you hit 21.
Right.
I never really got rolling drunk, because I just never did that.
No.
But I went to the pub and had a few.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I remember my 21st birthday, because I remember being so excited about it. I was given my first ever TV and video.
Oh, right.
So it was a Daewoo.
Daewoo.
Yeah.
Daewoo.
Okay.
Daewoo. It's not, you don't say Daewoo, do you?
Who knows?
I thought they made cars.
They also used to make tellies.
Did they?
Videos. They made washers, fridges.
Gosh.
Yeah. In fact, I think that's where they started.
Right.
And then I think they branched out into cars. I'm not even aware of if they're still around. But I got a TV and a video, and I remember, and the TV weighed a ton.
Yeah.
14-inch it was.
Oh, I had one in my bedroom.
Yeah, little 14-inch.
Yeah.
And I remember putting the TV on top of the video, sitting down.
I didn't have a video in my bedroom, though. That was very glamorous.
Yeah, I know.
I had a telly. I didn't have a video.
It was very glamorous for me. I mean, it's the first time. Yeah, lots of watchings of Grease.
I bet. And a video player.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I know. It's a really good one too.
I think have we still got a video player in the loft?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. You always think, I might need a video player. I've not got any videos to play on it, so I've no idea why we've got it.
But then going back further, I think I have vague memories. I do. I can remember my 13th birthday, because I can remember becoming a teenager, having a party, and I remember the first person. She was called Hannah Denton.
Right.
And she was the first person coming to my party. And I remember being stood on the stairs, coming down the stairs to the front door, and being a bit embarrassed because it was a girl coming to my party. But we lived in a village, and you just invited everyone who lived in the village. So, and I can't remember very much else, but I remember being very excited.
I never had parties. Never ever had a birthday party.
It's probably the reason why you can't remember any.
That's probably why I can't remember any. We just never had birthday parties. I think we just didn't have the money for it growing up. You know, there's a lot of us in the house and just never did it. I think we had like fairy cakes, you know, had a nice tea kind of thing.
Right.
But never parties. No.
Right. There's people talking about Pernod and blackcurrant.
What?
I feel like we're missing out on some fun stuff.
Pernod and black. Oh, I can't drink Pernod. It's aniseed, isn't it? Pernod.
Remember the bright yellow video players you could hire from Circle K?
Gosh, I've no idea what that is.
This is a whole world of excitement that I'm not aware of. Neil, it begs the question, and this is where I think birthdays become challenging, because I think when anyone who you love has a birthday, you want to try and make it great. But if I was to ask you the question, and you don't need to answer because you can fire the question straight back at me, what is the best birthday you can remember? It's really difficult, isn't it?
I don't really remember birthdays.
Isn't that funny?
I think it's just because I'm kind of not. I don't get too excited about my birthday, really, do I?
Well,
I don't know why that is.
I think you would have done. You used to, and that it brings you on to the next question, and that is, when do birthdays tip over the edge where you start to
I've
just dread them just slightly?
Yeah, I've kind of struggled with this sort of aging thing, haven't I? The past.
You see, I wonder if
year
there's a peak and a drop.
Probably.
As you're getting older, you excited, then you get to an age and then it dips. And then I think you get through the dip and you come out the other side.
Maybe so.
And you start racing back up the excitement again.
Yeah, maybe so. But I just don't. I was kind of dreading it, to be honest, because I'm 48 now, and God, just saying that, I just feel so old. I just feel so old, because it's a funny thing, isn't it, getting older? Because I don't feel any different to when I was 30. And, you know, it'd be interesting. And I'm sure as you get much older, you know, into maybe your 80s, do you feel any different in your head?
Not as far as I've been told by anyone.
No, isn't that just, it's such a weird thing, isn't it? I mean, you see your sort of physical body getting older, but in your head, you don't really feel any different.
Yeah.
And I've just kind of struggled with the thought that I was going to be 48 and, you know, it's only 2 more years and I'll be 50. 50. You know, and 2 minutes ago, I was 31 when I met Dan. And now I'm in 2 years, I'll be 50. And it just sort of, I find it scary, because then you think, oh my gosh, you know, who knows how much longer we've got. And then Dan's like, well, you know, we've got years and years and years, and don't worry about it, and let's just enjoy it. And yeah, I totally get that. But I think sometimes it just hits you, doesn't it, as you get older, to think, oh my word, what happened? How am I that age now?
It seems to me, I've just been reading the comments, it seems to me a very sort of mixed bag.
Right.
Some people are dreading them. Some people are loving them and looking forward to them. And, you know, I do think it does sort of, logically to me, it makes sense that as humans, you do have peaks and troughs with it, because I certainly feel like, I mean, I get excited about all sorts of things, you know, crazy things, but I can't really say that I've particularly looked forward to. I definitely remember my 40th.
Well, yeah, because we had that big party, didn't we?
And,
that was really cool. I think the thing is, if you do something significant, you're more likely to remember it, aren't you? So
are we saying that perhaps what we need to be doing is to make sure that on our birthdays that we do something significant?
Yeah, but I never want to do anything significant. That's the thing. I don't like being in the centre of attention, which is why, you know, certainly I'm not going to have a party for my 50th, because I just don't like that attention. I don't like people coming up to me and you know, saying, oh, happy birthday. And I feel uncomfortable with it. You know, we had your party for your 40th, didn't we? And it was Bryony's 10th birthday, the same month.
Yeah. So
we had like a joint party, and that was great, because the focus wasn't on me, you know, and it was fine. That was all right. I enjoyed that. But I just don't like.
I think perhaps
I don't like being the reason that people have come. Do you know what I mean?
Lisa Wells agrees with you.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the fuss.
I don't like the fuss. No, I don't like the fuss either. You know, and it's everybody's different, aren't they? Some people love it. Some people love a party. But each to their own, isn't it, really?
That then brings us on, I think, beautifully. And I would love to know, so please do, if you would like to share, do share as well. What would make your perfect birthday day?
Perfect birthday day?
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying?
Well,
what would you do
on
your birthday?
Probably what I wanted to do the day before my birthday.
Right.
Because we were going to go, can you remember when we did the Bakery Bears picnic? And we did that really long walk. It's 3 years ago, is it now? Is it 3 years?
2016.
Right. Well, I wanted to do that same walk again. It's near Jervo Abbey that we really like. I wanted to do that walk, which is about 5 miles, because I wanted to see how I felt doing it this time, because I quite struggled doing that walk back then. I was having problems with my back and all sorts. And I just kind of wanted to do it again, didn't I, to see how I felt. And then we were going to have a picnic in Jervo.
Yeah.
We didn't go. I wasn't feeling well that day, but that's kind of what I would have probably have liked to have done.
Right.
But Bryony was off, and she would have done a 5-mile walk. She would have done it, but I kind of wouldn't have felt as comfortable, because I know that she wouldn't have really wanted to have done that, and then I'd start getting stressed, and so that's probably what I would have wanted to have done.
Right. So that would be your perfect birthday.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so.
So, I mean, we could definitely do that next year. Someone's just said, rather interestingly, that what we should do on your 50th is do the bucket list London trip. Well, it's interesting that you should mention that.
Yeah.
Because we thought we'd just look at the whole...
Oh, gosh, we did. I looked the other day because I was thinking about the whole London thing again. And we can get to London on the train in under 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's quick.
2 hours 20
yeah.
on the train. It's really good. And I said to you, gosh, we could actually realistically do a day trip to London.
Yeah.
To take away my stress of thinking, oh, it's an overnight and I've got to pack for overnight and I've got to do this and I've got to, So I said, well, why don't we just think about maybe doing a day trip and getting on a train early, maybe 7 o'clock. We'd be in London for 9:30 and then come back at tea time. You can have a full day in London and come back. So I looked at the train prices, and this would have been well in advance. I think I looked at it for like the summer or something.
Yeah. So this is the best prices. This isn't like turning up at I would dread to think what they charge you if you turn up at the railway station.
Yeah. So I know, because when you pre-book in advance, it's meant to be a lot cheaper. And how much was it? Day returns?
250.
It was in the 200s for the three of us.
250 something.
250 something pounds, and to go first class was almost £500.
Not that we would have done that. Anyway.
I would have liked to have gone first class, because it's a longer journey and it's much more pleasant to go first class on the train, I think.
Well, it is.
If you can be a bit like a cattle market on the train, can't it?
Yes, please don't perceive. I do not recall the last time I went first class anywhere, and people may perceive that's how.
No, we have done occasionally, but
I can't think.
I used to sometimes book you first class to London when
I was working.
When you were working before, if it was well in advance and I happened to get a discount.
And what price would you have paid for one seat?
It was about £70-80.
70 or 80 pounds. So in the space of 10 years.
Not even that.
5 years.
Not even that. 5 years probably.
5 years. It's gone from £80 first class.
It would have cost 250 something pounds, I think it was, for like day returns for the three of us.
We can't afford that.
And they say in this country, don't they? Oh, we want people to use public transport rather than getting in their cars and all this. But then
I think they probably say that across the world.
Well, I'm sure they do. Yeah, to cut down on emissions and everything.
And
I'm all for it.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it may be that is what it costs to run that train service.
I can't believe that.
But if that is what it costs, I can't afford to do it, and I won't be doing it.
Who can? Who could afford that?
I know what we need to do on your birthday. I know. Because you're saying long walk.
It's too late. It was yesterday.
Yes, I realise that.
You've missed the opportunity.
But we have
to wait a year.
We have at least another 48 to come. So I know what we're going to do on your birthday. You say you like a nice walk, and I know where our favourite place in the world is. So what we need to do on your birthday, whether it be your 50th or even if it's your 49th, we need to go to the lakes.
Well, we could do that, because my birthday usually falls, because it's half term next week. It's school holidays next week.
So it falls at a time when we could do it. Then we're in the place which we adore.
3 days or something.
Because lots of people have been saying how much they love the water. And we agree wholeheartedly. We love the water. Isn't that funny? Does anyone out there not love the water? That's an interesting question.
Well, it's funny because
you don't want to swim in it.
No, I don't like water in terms of swimming. It panics me. If the water gets kind of above here, I just panic. I can't stand it. So no, I'm not good in that sense. God, I'm pathetic. I'm coming across as really pathetic, I think, today. But I always thought, no, I won't like being on a boat on the water. But I loved it. We loved it last year, didn't we?
It's the business.
It totally transformed my view of the Lake District, because I always thought, as I'm sure you've heard me say before, that I always thought that I really didn't like it.
It is absolutely our heaven.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And so and I found some corking places, haven't I now? Where perhaps we go there, but then perhaps we want to save that for another special trip.
Maybe so.
But I think that's the answer. And I love the fact that we've potentially nailed down what your ultimate birthday day is. Because then
I don't like sitting around doing nothing. Some people will be like, oh, on a beach, just lying on a beach all day. That's not me at all. I'd rather be out and doing something.
And then from the deep recesses of the ether,
Sarah Holmes is here.
There appears
Dr. Holmes is here, everybody.
I always, in my head, I hear the Doctor Who theme tune.
I know, me too.
That's really funny.
Too.
That makes me laugh. Yeah. So, folks, I love that. And of course, Kate now should be asking me what would be my ultimate birthday day. So
I wonder what it would be.
Oh, there we go. That's good, isn't it? That's good. Totally unprompted. I know
you'd like to go to, what's it called? Battlestar, Star Wars Galactica. What's it called? Galactic World. The new thing. What's it called?
Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, right. I knew it was
Battlestar,
like
Star Wars Galactic World. I want to go.
Look, I knew what I meant. It's just open, doesn't it?
It's a Battlestar, Star Wars Galactic World. Doesn't exist yet.
The place
but when it does
where
exist,
the Millennium Falcon is.
Not only do I want to go there, I want to live there.
But that wouldn't be your birthday thing, would it? Your favourite birthday thing? No.
If you're asking me in an ultimate world, what would be my absolute ultimate birth? Oh, no, it wouldn't.
It wouldn't?
No.
What wouldn't?
It wouldn't be going there.
Right.
I'd love to go there, but if you're asking me, because to go there, we're talking pie in the sky birthday days.
Well, yes.
Yes. You've spoken realistic birthday days.
Yeah.
And perhaps that's what I should be speaking, but I think it's more interesting if I say what my ultimate birthday day is. Yeah. I suspect my ultimate birthday day would be Rome.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'd like to spend the day in Rome, but I'd also love to spend the day. I'd love to walk around Palmyra, whatever's left of it.
Oh, yeah, whatever's left of it.
I'd love to go to Jerusalem.
So would I. I mean, these places are so inaccessible, aren't they? Which I find that
it's sad.
It's really sad.
It depends how you look at it, because some people would just go, I'm going. And
absolutely
they'd be fine.
They would.
And they'd have a lovely time.
Yeah, absolutely they would.
But we have anxieties.
Yeah, I would just be too stressed going somewhere like
that.
I would love to go sort of to the Holy Land and, Bethlehem, Jerusalem, Jordan, all those kinds of places.
Yeah.
Because I just think they're fascinating and the history is amazing and the culture and everything.
Yeah.
I'd love to.
But if we're talking realistic birthday days, I think it is most probably, and I'm so sorry to say this, folks, because it's so unbelievably boring, but that's how in tune that we are.
Yeah.
My ultimate birthday day would be Lake District, go out on the lake.
Oh, we are getting a bit predictably boring.
So boring. But no, Galaxy's Edge looks immense. Oh my goodness. They showed a picture of all and I love how they call everyone who works there the cast members. Because they all...
I want to work there. That would be
the stormtroopers. What's your job? I'm a stormtrooper. I'm a bounty hunter. Oh my goodness, this place looks immense. And do you know what? It's not beyond the realms of possibility that someone within our circle of trust.
Oh, if anybody goes.
If anyone goes,
you must let us know if you go.
You have to. And I would love to see photographs.
Yeah.
That I'm, I'll be the only person who looks there, so don't worry.
Which bit of America is it?
It's Disney World.
Disney, so it's Florida.
Yes.
Right, not Disney. Is it Disneyland that's in California?
It's the big one. They put it in the big one.
So
whichever the big one is.
It's Florida then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just, it looks so good. Wow. Now, we've established what our perfect birthday is. We've talked about birthday memories. These people have come here for a reason.
Have you?
They have. Well, I hope they have. And I hope no one's going to be disappointed.
I thought they'd all come to say hello to us.
They have. They've come to say hello to us, wish you a happy birthday for yesterday, but they want to see something, Kate.
Oh, gosh, I forgot about it. Oh, I might show you one of my presents that I got yesterday as well. Amazing. I'll show you that in a minute.
Well, it's lucky that it was amazing because the other thing I got was a total disaster.
Look, it wasn't your fault. Right. I've got this thing about bags.
She collects them. She's going to open a museum. She has many pieces.
When I say bags, I mean like a handbag to us, or in America you call it a purse, wouldn't you? I've just got this thing about them, and I will tell you why. I don't know if I've got small shoulders or what's going on, but do you know, I like to carry a bag on my shoulder. You know, a shoulder bag. Yeah, shoulder bag. That's what they're called.
You like to carry a bag in your shoulder?
Yes, it's a shoulder bag. I have this problem with them falling off. The handles fall off my shoulders. So I really struggle to carry a bag on my shoulder. So anything that's got a leather strap, I can't have because the leather just slides. So I'm always on the hunt for shoulder bags that have either a canvas webbing strap or something that's not leather, basically, and that slides off. Most shoulder bags, handbags have leather straps these days. So I've been trying out a few bags, and I like the brand Kipling. I don't know if anybody's ever got a Kipling bag. They're more kind of casual sort of bags. So I saw this one. I put it on the stairs. I should have shown you. And it said it had detachable rucksack straps as well as a handle.
So to you, what does that mean? Detachable? Well, it means they come off, doesn't it?
It means you can take them off.
Does detachable mean anything
In my
else?
world, detachable means it detaches. So it was expensive. You know, it was a birthday treat, and obviously I opened it yesterday. And the first thing was it was really heavy.
What good is that?
It was really heavy as an empty bag. It had lots of metal work on it, which wasn't really that apparent from the photos. I couldn't find one in the flesh to look at. I did look around and couldn't find one. And I could send it back, I suppose. But anyway, basically the rucksack strap things don't detach. They just unclip.
One end unclips?
Why? One end unclips, and you tuck them into a pocket at the back. So they're still attached.
What good is that?
They weigh quite a lot, and it's kind of bulky, because they're quite wide things. It's kind of bulky, but the whole bag is just really heavy. And, I just have this bag issue. Honestly, it drives me nuts.
But, everyone needs a hobby. Kay collects bags.
And then I end up just donating all these bags in the charity bag, when I've tried them out for a month or two. Dan's like, I don't even tell Dan that I bought another bag.
Karen, the funny thing is, Karen, it's not leather.
It's not even leather.
It's not leather.
It's not leather. It's made of like a sort of
it's a canvasy
slightly waxy canvasy thing. But the handles are leather, but the rucksack straps aren't. But it has all these totally useless metal clips in various places as well that I can't see serve any purpose.
Yeah.
So anyway, no.
Enough of that.
Enough of bag talk.
Would you like... Well, you just...
Right.
Yes.
I'm going to show you the first design from the Swish and Flick. Would you like to see it? Some of you out there have already seen it who were on the test knitting crew, and some of you I can see names there that have actually test knitted for me. So to you, you'll be like, no, I've seen it, no problem. So
I think there's just been a coronary in Canada, Anne Hunt. I hope you're okay, Anne. I'm going to phone your husband and get him to come and make sure you're okay.
You might not want to see it. You might want to be surprised. So if you want to be surprised, then don't look.
Yes.
But I will tell you the name first, and it's called the Burrow Wrap. It was inspired by the scene in the first Harry Potter book, The Philosopher's Stone, when Molly sees the children onto the train. And I had an image in my head that it would be the type of thing that she would have knit to give to her children when they get on the train, and they would have it at Hogwarts, and have it in the cold dormitories. They would wrap it around themselves and it would just make them think of home. So it's the burrow wrap. And here it is. It's rather large. So I'll show you a little bit of it. I don't know how much going to be apparent. So it starts over here. It's got gorgeous fringe and we've got picots and we've got I-cord running up. If you can see here, there's I-cord and there's eyelets. So it goes and it goes and it keeps going.
Oh, I love it. It smells great.
And it keeps going and we've got fringe at the other end. So it's knit, you knit the central panel first and then you go back and you pick up for these lovely little edges. And then the picot is the last thing that you do on each edge. So there are nine yarns. It's fingering weight held double with a mohair silk or similar. Obviously, there's if you want to use an economical brand, there's the Sheepies Mohair Rhythm is very good. I used Rowan Kid Silk Haze. There's Knit Picks have a very good one. I think it's called, is it Aloft or Loft? Something like that. But you want basically a, mohair silk or similar, held double with 9 different colours of fingering weight. Now, I used Koigu, which come in 50-gram skeins. I particularly used that because I knew that I was only going to use about 45 grams. And I didn't want to specify in the pattern that you needed to buy 100-gram skeins, when you weren't going to use not quite half. And then I remembered that Koigu came in 50-gram skeins. So I thought, well, that seems perfect because I knew I wanted a sort of hand-dyed look. I didn't want to use solid colours really because I wanted it to look kind of eclectic, because Molly would have knit this in my head. Molly knit this and she would have used kind of leftovers from other projects. So there's 9 colours because there are 9 Weasleys, 7 children, and then there's Molly and Arthur. So there's 1 colour for each of the Weasleys. So that's why I decided to use 9. And it's just this huge, I suppose I should put it on, shouldn't I? So that
do you know
can
what?
See.
What's stunned me about holding that is it is so warm in this room.
It's boiling in here.
It's absolutely boiling.
Oh, I sounded Yorkshire then, didn't I?
When I picked that up, it feels sort of cool.
It does feel kind of cool, you're right. And it's a lovely thing.
Wool is such an amazing thing.
It's just, it's this huge, cozy, and I love the fringe. The fringe I used all of the colours in the fringe and held it double with the mohair again. And I just love that effect, that sort of graduate, can you see I've used all the colours going backwards and forwards.
Lisa Wells is asking, I'm guessing you can vary it to suit your stash. You can.
Yes. My thought was really that people would use their stash, that you would go into your stash and, pull out all your sort of leftover skeins from, I know certainly when I make a pair of socks, if I've put heels and toes in a different colour, I will have at least 50 grams left. So I'm hoping that people will just be able to go into their stash and pull out, 9 sort of leftover skeins, if you like, and be able to knit one. If you wanted to, I'm not arranging this properly, obviously, because I'm just sort of throwing it around, but you get the idea. It's just this really cozy, gorgeous sized wrap. It's so snuggly and warm and just lovely. It seems stupid saying snuggly and warm. Oh, that's brighter.
Yeah, what I've done is I've shut out as much of the sun as I can, and then the camera started to work. So that's really improved the picture, actually.
Oh, it's very bright now, isn't it?
That does make me think that perhaps I don't need to move the stage lighting for next time, because I think I've just resolved that the sun is like, wow.
It's so bright out there. So yeah, and who just said, Karen, you've just said you normally have 40 to 50 grams from making socks, and that's perfect. You will have a little bit left over. If you're using 50-gram skeins like I did, you will have between 5 and 10 grams ish left over. Some colours I used more of.
How many yards of mohair did you use?
I used 6 skeins of the Kids Silk Haze. I didn't use all of the 6th skein, but I used a good amount of it. I can't remember the yardage off the top of my head. I think there might be is there 230 yards in a Kids Silk Haze? I'm not sure. But yeah, I used 6 skeins of the Kids Silk Haze and then the 9 skeins of Koigu. So I know I have had a couple of people say that Koigu is out of their price range, and I fully appreciate that. Whenever I write a pattern and I design something, and I don't expect people to use the exact yarn at all. I expect people will just use whatever yarn is appropriate to their budget and that they can find in their area. Or ideally, I want people to use their stash. And because this is something that Molly would have made in my head, Molly has made this, I haven't, Molly has made it. She would have done exactly that. She would have used leftovers, and she would have chosen colours thinking of each of her children when she was knitting it.
It's all one colour of mohair, isn't it?
Yes. I just used the cream Kids Silk Haze. I have listed it in the pattern, the actual specific colour, but it's just the one that's cream is the one that I used. So yeah, you can see if I hold a bit sort of close up in the darker sort of shades, you can see it's got that whiter shade running through. And you've just got, I love these I-cords. These I-cords are done as an edging when you're knitting the central panel, and then you pick up underneath it. There's 3 video tutorials within the pattern showing you how to do specific techniques. So don't panic if you've never done anything like that.
Folks, it's really cool, this, because obviously this has been going on a long time. There's been a lot of preparation gone into this. So we film the tutorials, edit them all up special, and then that was 6 months ago. And then 3 months ago, Kay said, I need to film 3 tutorials for the burrow wrap. And I went, oh, right, okay. And I'm thinking, it must be 3 more. I said, oh, what are they then? She says, oh, it's this, and this. I said, we've already done it.
I'd already done them.
Have we?
I'd already done them.
Have we? I said, yeah. She said, can I see them? I just don't remember. So I played them. She's like, oh, these are marvelous.
I was like, oh my, that's just fantastic. Because I'd planned that day on recording these video tutorials and I'd already done them. Just shows you really when your mind's sort of full. So yeah, there you go. That's the burrow wrap. I hope you like it. Have people said they liked it? I've not been looking at the comments.
Yes.
Do you like it?
Honestly, this is, of all the things, can I have it?
Yes.
It's so unbelievably striking when you see it. When you see it properly in real life. It's coming across to a certain extent, but the colours aren't popping quite as much as they do
I think it's washing out a little bit.
Yeah, it's because it's live. But the pictures that you'll see in the show on Friday are just, they're so lovely. We went to a specific place we found a location which looks like the burrow is in the background.
Yeah, and then we also went to the Railway Museum because I wanted some shots that looked like there was sort of a railway theme, and they came out really nice as well.
Where are they?
Where are they?
Have you put some of those in the pattern?
Yeah.
Excellent. Because I should have put some in the show.
Oh, I thought you would have. My favourite ones, actually, I took some photos in an old railway carriage in the Railway Museum. Really old railway carriage, all wood, and the light was kind of dim, but the lighting was just beautiful when I took the photos of it. Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous.
Do you know what I think you should do? I think we should set up a folder in the Facebook group.
Oh, right.
We will put a folder of photographs of this in the because I've not put any of those in the show, and I think that people would love to see those, if that's cool.
Yeah. Has anybody asked any questions that you've seen that
I've been shouting out questions as I've
right, but my test knitters, I think I had 4 people test knit this. I think there was 4. Kelly is one of them that's here. Brandy is another one that's here, and just and Sarah Hepworth, of course, tested it for me, and Sarah knit hers in under a week. It's a large thing, and it took me 2 months to knit mine, but I was knitting a million other things at the same time. But Sarah knit it in under a week, and she used Sheepy's yarn completely. All of it was Sheepy's yarn that Sarah used, and hers is gorgeous. It's like pinks and purples. Kelly, who tested it for me, used all sort of leftovers of her own hand dyed, and it's absolutely gorgeous, really soft, beautiful colours, and Brandy's was also absolutely beautiful. I don't know what yarn Brandy used. Did you tell me, Brandy? I can't remember. But everybody who test knit it they're just absolutely beautiful, and Linda as well test knit it. So
when the pattern launches on Friday, I absolutely will put some photos on the website. The pattern will have its own page. There's already a Swish and Flick page for all the patterns on the website, and then when that one comes out, that one will drop into place as pattern number 1. What colors did you use for the edging?
The edging is the same colors as in the rest of the wrap. You need 9 colors, and you use that for the main section, and you use the 9 colors in the edging as well. You use there's just one color that you don't use in the edging, but then there's 4 colors in one side, 4 colors in the other side. So it's the same colors as in the main bit. They're not actually different, because if you see here, you can notice that this is the same as the start of this here. So it's the same.
If someone has a problem with using mohair, could they replace it with lace weight?
You could replace it with lace weight. Yeah, any comparable, because the mohair silk is a lace weight. So you could just use maybe a silk, just pure silk lace weight. Nice. That would be beautiful, because you'd get that sheen from the silk, wouldn't you? And it'd have the lovely drape
as well. If you do that, please send us a picture.
Yeah, so you could absolutely replace it with a lace weight, or you could use alpaca as well. I don't know if anybody, I'm not sure who it was about the mohair, but sometimes if you're funny with mohair, you might be okay with alpaca. But alpaca's got that same fuzz, hasn't it? So if you've got maybe an alpaca lace weight, they're usually blended with something else, but that would work, yeah.
Anne Hunt asked, did you say there will be a video tutorial on that? And before we tell you the answer to this, just prepare yourself, because your reaction for when we showed the dog jump, Toby in the background jumped, and there was all sorts of commotion going on in Canada. So just prepare yourself. There's 3.
There's 3 video tutorials, yes.
Toby, are you okay?
Yes. So if there's techniques that I can't remember, there's doing the fringe, picking up under the I-cord, and weaving in the ends is the other one, because you do get ends, and you get ends that are sort of connected to the I-cord. So there's how I did that as well. It's all, honestly, nothing is difficult.
And if anyone for some reason wanted to watch a Pico Edge tutorial, there's already one published on our website in the intermediate skills section. So the tutorial for Pico Edge already exists.
It's really simple. None of my testers had a problem just following the written instructions for the Pico. No one said they did anyway, so you should be fine with that. Yeah.
And have you got the test one, the mini one?
Oh, I have got the mini one.
Go get it in a minute.
Okay.
This is superb. We're going to show it on Friday again as well anyway, but it's so cute, this, and I love the story behind this, because I don't really remember this happening, but it did sort of ring bells when you were talking. But the first thing Kay did was knit up a mini one to see if it would work. Look at this.
I knit this little mini one, look. A little mini scarf.
Oh.
Isn't it cute? Because I had this idea back in November, so I went in my stash, I pulled out all these colours that I thought would work, and I just knit this little mini one. And you can see this I-cord edge has got loads more I-cords. I thought that was too fussy. I went with this one. I only did fringe on one end because I was just trying it out. But yeah, this is in hand-dyed. These are all my hand-dyed yarns. And I just loved how this looked. And I was kind of tempted to use all of these colours in the actual main, the big one. But what stopped me was that would have been 100 grams of each, and I knew that I wasn't going to use more than 50. And I didn't want to say in the pattern you need 900 gram skeins. That's just crazy. I really didn't want to do that. So that's why I didn't use my own hand-dyed. And it's difficult to write a pattern. I could have just said 50 grams each of the yarn, and I could have just done that and used hand-dyed. But I kind of wanted to give people the option of, if they wanted to purchase something for it, then, only having to purchase really what they're going to use rather than have loads and loads left over. So yeah, I love this little thing. And I said to Bryony she can have it for one of her toys if she wants
Someone's already asked. So yes, Goffy will be getting it.
Yeah, give it to Goffy.
But what I love so much about that, because I remember when we took those photos near the Burrow, it looks so elegant on.
It's a lovely thing to wear. Yeah, it's just cozy, and I love knitting it as well. It's all garter stitch, so it's just really, really lovely knitting, and the colour changes sort of keep you interested. And then when you've knit the main bit, picking up. I love picking. My favourite thing was picking up stitches under the I-cord. I love picking up stitches anyway, but under the I-cord, it's really easy. It's not tricky at all. But there is a video tutorial in there, but I love doing that bit. And then the edges go really quick because it's not very, oh no, that's the little one. It's not very much. You've got a lot of stitches, admittedly, along the row, but I think I knit one edge one day and the other edge the other day. It didn't take me long to do the edges at all.
No.
So
there it is.
There's a burrow wrap that Molly made. Oh, it's lovely.
And of course, along with that, you'll get to read the next bit of Clementine's story.
The next part of Clementine's story will be on the front page of the burrow wrap pattern, and I've read it, and it's so lovely. It's perfect.
And what I actually edited this bit out of the show, which is coming out on Friday, but I mentioned in that I actually stopped. I stopped the show. Stop the show. I said, stop everything.
Oh, you did.
Because Kay was saying what her inspiration for this was, and she's already told you what the inspiration was for this. That scene where Molly is, they're seeing her. Yeah. And when you read the story, Clementine's story, you'll see why I stopped the show, because I did not know that that's what the inspiration was. And you'll find out when you read it.
No, he didn't know. And I was like, I'm sure I told you. And he's like, no, I didn't know that.
No.
And I don't know, it must have just gone by osmosis or something.
Yes. Yeah. So Friday is not long. Oh, no.
It's not long till Friday.
Thank goodness.
So if you want to, I'd love people to use things that are in their stash, because I know not everybody has a stash, and I also appreciate that as well. But I know that a lot of us do have leftovers, partial skeins of things, and I love putting colours together and working out what I want to do. So I'd love for people, to maybe go away this afternoon and go through their stash. So you need 9 50 grams, basically 9 times 50 grams of fingering weight, and then 6 balls of equivalent of the Kid Silk Haze. Yeah.
Is there going to be a Cal? Oh, Sarah.
Oh, Dr. Holmes.
Dr. Holmes. Look, no one talked to Sarah.
Where have you been?
Is there going to be a Cal?
There is, yes. Should we even answer her? There is a knit along, lovely Sarah. It's ongoing at the minute. It started the last podcast. It's a very relaxed, casual knit along. You've got to finish sort of targets. It's just one thread that's open in the group, and you can go in there, you can post your progress, you can have a chat about what you're going to do, you can post your finished items as well. And once a month, I'm going to be drawing prizes for like the previous month's pattern. And I dyed up some yarn, some Harry Potter colours.
Yeah, you'll find out all about it when you watch.
When you watch, get watching.
And then you'll see all about it. It's marvellous. They're lovely. I love the Clementine colour. But did you say what that was that you were wearing? Because a few people asked.
Oh, right. No, I didn't.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Is it the Stash Buster?
Yes.
Yeah. Look, I didn't guess. I think it was Brandy who said
it's the Stash Buster. This was knit for me by a lovely friend. It was a gift. And this is Stranded Dye Works in the Nougat. I'm not allowed to say nugget. In the Nougat colourway.
Why aren't you allowed to say nugget?
Because it's not how you say it, apparently. I always used to say nugget growing up.
Right.
Can I have a bar of nugget? But
what's wrong with that?
Well, I don't know.
We've had this conversation.
We have. We're not going to start it again.
We're moving on.
She's 2 podcasts behind.
Get out. Yes, yes.
I think we should ban her.
Oh, stop it. You really. Hey, you were going to show, because time is beginning to press.
Oh, let me just show you. Shall I just show you something I got for my birthday?
Was a bit of a disaster. Terrible bag.
The bag was
Absolute
not
disaster.
good.
Did loads of research, found the perfect peppermint tea. It's rubbish.
It's rubbish.
It's rubbish. So failed there.
Yeah.
But
right, I was watching Espas-Tricot. Does anybody else watch Espas-Tricot? I love that podcast. They're so fun. But one day they started talking about things that they're putting into their shop. And I usually, to be honest, kind of zone out at that point because it's a Canadian shop and I wouldn't normally buy from them. And I haven't bought from them.
It's only because the exchange rate is... Oh, no.
No, it's not that. It's import duties.
That's it. Yes.
It's import duties that stop me. I don't buy from America or Canada because of the import duties.
We get absolutely...
It's not America or Canada's fault. It's totally the UK.
It's called tax.
Yeah, that adds all these charges on. But anyway, they were talking one day about these scissor snips things that they'd got in. And she showed them. I was like, what are they? They look amazing. And they're by a company called Kohana, Cohana. And I thought, I'm going to have a look and see if I can get those in the UK. And I searched and I found a shop. It was actually a sewing shop online. And then I saw the price. And I thought, I can't have them because the snips were like 40-something pounds. I thought, that's ridiculous. I can't.
What?
These ones. Not these.
No.
So, but what they did have was some mini snips and they were £17. And I thought, right, I'm going to get those. And the packaging is amazing. Look, it comes with all these Japanese. I've no idea what this says, but it's cool. And then you open it and look at these mini snips. These are the most perfect mini snips you've ever seen. Look at those. You're all keeling over, aren't you, at the moment? Oh, my goodness. And look, they've got a little leather. How cute are these? Little leather thing here. And tassel. Oh, no, I'm holding it wrong. Pink tassel. Look. And they're so sharp. Excuse me. They're so sharp. I've used some of the puppy snips before. I'm sure lots of you have used the puppy snips. And the spring always breaks for me. And then they're not very sharp, I find, the puppy snips. These are fantastic. And a little, look at it. Oh, it's so cute. And I just thought these are going to be amazing when I go on holiday, to pop into your notions pouch and you've got a little pair of scissors.
So Nana Wendy got her those.
Nana Wendy got me these.
For her birthday.
And then what did Dan do? He got me the ridiculously expensive, bigger version because he's very naughty. And I'll put the packaging again is amazing. I love the packaging. It's just gorgeous. And it had like a band around it with a leather little tag. But look at these. It's like being bound by, it feels like a mercerized cotton. Oh, just gorgeous. And then it's got the same leather little sort of cover. And then wait for it. Look at those. They're the sharpest things.
Yeah, I don't use them.
Dan won't use them. He's scared.
I'm not messing.
Look at the Japanese. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm not holding it right.
You just totally held it off camera.
Look, I'm old.
That's funny.
Aren't they just amazing? So I know Espas-Tricot have got them, if you're in Canada or the States.
It's just
they're 40 odd pounds. They're not cheap, but goodness.
Hold them near the mic and do the snip sound. Can you hear that? It's like the perfect scissor sound. And yes, Brandy, you are correct.
Oh, it was the best last night, right? Because I finished the second sock of the best friends socks, the Goffy inspired socks. I finished those now, so I'll be writing up the pattern. But I had all these ends to weave in. And I was like, I said to Dan, I've got to go and get my snips because I've got all these ends. And I was like going, it was marvellous. I'm so sad, aren't I?
No, not at all.
And it just is the best. I've not got any yarn. Listen to me, it's all over there. But trust me, they are the sharpest. Oh, things like this. I love tools, but it just makes, the thought of weaving in ends is not the most pleasurable for a lot of us, is it?
But when you have a pair of those.
But if you think, when I've woven in all those ends, I can just go along and snip like that.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think they're just phenomenal and just beautifully made. If you read about them.
Well, they know blades, don't they? Because of the samurais.
Japanese blades, yeah. just beautifully made, just absolutely gorgeous. I love them. So thank you very much for that treat.
Well, I'm so glad that I did get those, because nothing else I got was any good.
So it's Kohana. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Gorgeous. Love them.
Folks, we are rapidly coming to the end, like seconds to go of the show. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
It's been wonderful to see you, and we can't wait to see you on Friday. It's an amazing show. Do not miss it. That's not a sound you want to hear when there is 40 pounds of Japanese steel to my right.
It was the box.
Yes.
Stop panicking.
So we will see you on Friday. But what's coming up this month? Well, of course, Swish and Flick officially kicks off on Friday. Yeah. And then things get really exciting. But of course, the excitement's already begun because they've seen it.
Yeah. And can I just tell you, Design 2, I think Design 2 is my favourite. You like Design 3 the best, don't you?
It's really hard. Honestly,
it's hard.
It's just the business. It's so exciting. I mean, I meant everything I said.
But then I love
on the other show.
I love number 6 as well. Design 6 is really.
She's done some things which are really just original. Design number 3 is like. It's
it's lovely, that one, and it's a quicker knit, that one as well. I wanted to do a combination of some are longer knits, like this one is a longer knit, and pattern 6 is a longer knit. And then there's some smaller ones, like pattern 3, I would say, is probably the quickest. So I wanted a combination, really, of some long and some quicker knits. Then there's different weights of yarn. There's a chunky, there's worsted, there's fingering weight. So, yeah.
But what else is coming out this month? Well, Knitability issue 20 is coming out fairly soon. And what's the yarn company with the cool dude, the photographer guy from Bristol who does his own yarns? Mr. B Yarns, is it, or something? What's it called?
Bird Street.
Bird Street UK.
Bird Street UK.
Yep, and is he Mr. B Yarns? I can't remember.
Yes,
this guy is a #1 dude. I mean, like the total business.
Husband and wife, isn't it?
Yeah, seriously, don't miss this interview. Just such a cool guy, and his yarns look great.
Mr. B's. Is it Mr. B's? Somebody? Yes, he is. Yeah, Brandy's saying yes. Sarah's saying yes. Yeah. He's just. Well, they're both lovely, but it's just he's been such a great guy, you know, to chat with, and so yeah, don't miss issue 20 Knitability. We've got more cakes coming. We're due for the cake visit very soon. Lots more garment excitement with me because I'm finally getting to the end of a sleeve. So then it's going to be time to get on with that body, and the pocket fun is going to be because colour work on the outside of a pocket. I do like a pocket.
I'm going to be knitting the inside of a pocket and then cutting a hole and then sewing the inside, or you'll be sewing.
Well, you need my snips.
You'll need your snips. I'm not going.
I'm not steeking.
I'll steek. I'll steek.
You're cutting the steek.
I'll happily steek.
Those snips will be brilliant for cutting the steeks.
But you might blunt them.
What, on yarn?
Okay, sorry. What do you mean on yarn?
You wouldn't cut. They're not going near paper or anything.
No,
like
of course
that.
not. Of course not.
That's what they're there for. To cut yarn and threads and things.
Okay, well maybe I'll let you do it then.
I don't know if I want to do it.
Okay, I'll do it. And the next pop will be on the 30th of June 2019 at 2 p.m. BST. And I'm very pleased that we have nailed the lighting in the course of the show.
Oh, I don't know, I look a bit bright.
Because it's feeling bang on now. So thank you all so much for watching. Oh, yes, don't miss actually Thursdays. Oh, yes. Thursdays, Return to the Centre of the Yoke.
Right.
We have a very deep dive into some really cool questions. Yarn dominance.
Oh, gosh, controversial.
Very controversial.
Yarn dominance.
Yes. What type of a knitter am I? You know,
Arnie and Carlos,
there was great things going on up in that room. I shut the door and I go off into a zone.
I haven't watched it. So
well, it's not out yet. You couldn't.
No, but I could probably have sneaked a peek.
I don't think you could. You didn't let me see any of the designs. It's the first time I've seen that.
Oh,
but no, let me
stop it.
Thanks so much for watching, folks. Have a great rest of the day. I'm going to go and stand in a shower.
It's
going to
boiling.
Be cold.
It's so boiling hot in here. I can't even tell you.
It's like an oven.
It is.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks,
and we'll see
everybody.
you next month, 30th of June, 2019, 2 p.m.
And we'll
BST.
see you on Friday for the show.
Of course, don't miss it. Official launch of the Swish and Flick.
Yay.
And on that note, we shall say goodbye.
Bye, everybody.